Thank you for joining us today with the Farmhouse Dirt. I'm Trisha Peters, and I'm here with our office manager, Becky Brudigam, and she's getting exposed to a few of our interviews that we've been doing this month, and thought it might be fun to try this out with us. So.
I'll give it a try. No promises here.
But. We have a virgin, people. So Becky, tell us about your experiences here at not only White Farmhouse Realty, but in the real estate business in general, because you've been here longer than all of us.
I am kind of the OG here, not to brag, but I have been working as office manager for 27 years. I started in 1998 with Ann Nolte when she had just started her business, First Realty. She took a chance on me coming out of college. And I just love the job, love the people that I work with. And then when Ann retired in 2019, I was fortunate enough to move down the street with Trish to White Farmhouse. And I love my job. And I'm just so blessed. My coworkers have become like family. And I love it. It's different every day. And not every day is great, but it's always good to be with the people I'm with, and every day is a learning experience for sure. So
when she says not every day is great, it's not because of us, okay?
No.
It's the weather.
Yes, I've always said that I love my job like everybody. There's days I don't want to go to work, but it's never because of the people that I work with. It's just like, oh yeah, work. I can relate, yeah. And then yesterday with that snowstorm, I was just like, oh, bed feels really good. So, and then today is perfect outside, sun shining, going to be nice, and we're gearing up for tomorrow.
Yes, where Mother Nature will try to kill us once again. So this is kind of an ongoing theme with us this month between the cold and then we got to 70 degrees. I mean, it's Nebraska, and we're just here for the ride, I think.
That's right. Hopefully in like a lion, out like a lamb, because I have a lot going on at the end of March. So we'll just hope. But no matter what now, it's not going to last very long. We're almost to spring. We're almost to the time change. So you got to feel good about that.
That's right. And Mother Nature will do her thing. You do still have to scoop your snow within 24 hours of receiving it, tenants, wink, wink. But Mother Nature will help us out this weekend and get those sidewalks cleared again for us too. So we're just grateful. Becky has been kind of, just an all-star all the way around. She's, when you're the front face of an office, you kind of get the best and the worst of everything. So it's one of those, we're not worthy moments, because she takes the brunt of that front door activity. So, I guess our questions here kind of tie in with that. If you were not an office manager, what other profession would you like to try?
Well, my major in college, I was a double major of English and journalism. And in another life, I always think it would have been cool to be an investigative journalist. One of those people that travels the world and does in-depth stories about important things in our world and has all the cool contacts, that they covertly get to see. And I always thought that would be really neat, Otherwise, I would say I think psychologist. I enjoy helping people with their problems, and I think I'm a pretty good listener. So those would have been two things that I wouldn't have been if I would have been an office manager in the dream world.
This is incredible because Becky, little does she know how much psychology she uses every day here.
This is true.
Plus, a lot of investigating.
That is true too. Yeah.
We are tracking down weird smells, people that we're not familiar with, researching all kinds of new trends.
True.
There's a lot of research that goes into this business.
True. So in this job, I'm able to use all of those skills that I think I have in different ways. So that's very true.
Absolutely. Lester Holt just gave up his position and Tom Yamas got the job, but I think Becky Brudigam would have been a close second.
They were calling me, but I was too busy. So
she's hit the big time here. So Becky, we know you like to shop and you're a very careful shopper. And so if you had to spend 24 hours in a store that was not White Farmhouse Realty, which one would you choose?
Well, this is a pretty easy one for me. I would choose a bookstore. Probably like a Barnes and Noble. Mm-hmm. I always have secretly said, if I got locked in here when they shut the doors for the night and had to stay overnight, like that would not be the worst thing in the world because it would give me a solid chunk of time to get some reading done. I've been kind of busy lately, so haven't gotten a lot of reading done. I love it all. The magazines, the books, Barnes & Noble even has Legos now and puzzles. I mean, I could go crazy, have a coffee when I was getting tired over at the little coffee shop. So that would be ideal for me. Like most people would be like, I don't want to be trapped in a store for 24 hours. And I'm like, it's kind of the dream. So
she's got a wild side, folks.
I I do.
You can tell by her shirt.
I'm a
Wow.
booklover.
So Becky alluded to being rather busy the last several months, and she just underwent a big move for her family after being in the same house for how many years was that?
It was over 20 years.
Okay,
We
over
lived in the same house.
20 years. They've made a huge move, and tell us what got you through. Like, how are you doing all of this?
It was stressful. I'm not going to lie. As everybody out there knows, moving is one of the most stressful life events. It was particularly interesting for us because the house that we were in was the first house that my husband and I lived in once we got married. So we're talking, we combined all of our stuff, my high school stuff, my college stuff, my husband's high school stuff, my husband's college stuff, 3 kids stuff. I mean, it's true what they say. From my first kid, I kept everything. I'm talking the Kleenex she used when she wiped her face. With my third kid, I haven't hardly saved anything, and he's a little sore about that.
Sorry, Sawyer. Wah, wah, wah.
I tell you what, 3 kids in over 20 years, you accumulate a lot of stuff. So it was a big move for us. My kids would say I'm a hoarder. I tend to disagree with that term, but I mean, the evidence may speak for itself. It was just a great opportunity to purge. I was really in that mood. We're kind of entering a new phase of our lives now. We have Sawyer at home yet for a couple years, but the girls are grown, and I was just really ready to let go of things and just kind of get rid of things. I was okay with it. I think you have to be in that frame of mind to really be successful with moving and stuff. So yeah, but there was a lot to do for sure. So
I don't support the hoarder sentiments because I felt like it was a very organized mess when we arrived and helped them load the trailers because Becky is a planner. Like, she is the ultimate get the job done planner, and she puts it all on paper, and that's why she is so good for this place. So
I am a planner, sometimes to a fault. Sometimes you need to be a little more go with the flow, but I was very organized. I consider organization to be something I'm extremely good at, and organization is key for moving. I mean, you have to be organized. I mean, I suppose you could move if you're not organized, but really then you're just kind of taking your stuff from one place to the other. And like I said, for our family, this really needed to be a chance to get rid of things and move on and just be a little bit more organized. Yeah. So,
and the only thing we struggled when you got to the new house was finding batteries and light bulbs, wasn't it?
That was it. Yes. Of course, the main things that we kind of needed, but yeah. I would say, those were the main things. And we've been in the house now for about 3 months, and I still go on a treasure hunt once in a while looking for something. I'm like, oh, I can't remember what drawer I put that in, or oh, that got packed in this box. But for the most part, we've done pretty good. So absolutely. Yeah.
So what's your punch list? You said be organized. What other things do we need to tell our buyers to be aware of when they're moving?
I mean, it's all the things that you typically hear, and it's just actually doing them. I mean, we started out gathering boxes. Bubble wrap is definitely your friend. And just, we knew we were going to move for just a little bit. So we started, kind of packing non-essentials. I mean, like I said, that's a no-brainer, but taking things off the walls, things you don't need. There are those dishes that maybe you only use for special occasions. So I made sure that, those got packed away. And then also we were fortunate to borrow a couple of trailers when we moved. And so those could be packed even ahead of time, especially the fragile things, the things that we didn't need could be packed up close to the cab of those. So, to protect the items and everything. So yeah, that was really good. Also seasonal clothing. I mean, anything that you aren't going to need within the next, couple months or whatever, when you're moving, anything you can do to get a head start, I would definitely recommend. So
absolutely. And then of course, there's always those concerns about the mail and where do things go like after you move, and getting your packages delivered to the right places from your online shopping and so forth.
Yes.
What advice do you have for that?
Yes, definitely. Please. It's not hard. Go online to USPS.com, change your address. It's so simple. I didn't realize, and I have to give a shout out to the Wakefield Post Office. They've been taking really good care of us because this was a move from one county to another county for us. So that's a lot of, changing your license plates, changing your registration on your cars, but especially, and it's rural, the rural mail carriers are outstanding. And, they've done a good job because there are certain things that don't get caught, and certain things like I forgot to change my address on Kohl's.com, things like that. And they've been really good about doing, but yeah, really, and we tell our tenants tenants that do, just do that quick change of address. It really helps. But I also did make a list of all the places that we get mail from, everything that I could think of, and I'm still coming up with new ones because a lot of places will not change your address unless you contact them personally. That's especially like doctor's offices or anywhere that you might get like a special type of bill from. They won't just change your address because they get, something has to get forwarded. They have to hear from you personally, and that's just a good protection for you too.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, you'll have to promise your firstborn child's left arm, and
yes.
All the protocols today, they're built to protect us.
They are.
But at the same time, they can be really frustrating, especially when you're in such a stressful moment.
Yes.
So taking the time to get it done ahead of time, like you guys did, was probably a lifesaver.
Was really good. Yep. And you have an option on the website how long you want your mail to be forwarded for. I went ahead and did it for a year. I figured that was the safest thing. And also I do subscribe to different magazines. You need to contact the magazine companies. There were just a lot of places that you just don't realize how much mail you get, and that it's still important. And that's been one thing that has really been. And I have had a couple packages delivered to the old house and had to run back and get them. But it's just been really helpful to have that taken care of. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to put a plug in here, for those of you who aren't in the mood or the mode to do all of your own moving, we have a young man in town who has built a moving business, Colin Clausen, and he is a great resource. He is prompt. He's timely. I think March is almost full on his calendar for moving right now. So he is our go-to guy, a local gentleman who can do that move and take care of your very valuable belongings with very little effort. So again, it's all about who you know and the professionals that you know. And a lot of times we rely on those referrals and the network of people that we have connections with for our success and their success. So we really want to support our local businesses now more than ever.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And if you are moving out of town, you find yourself moving out of town to a place maybe you're not familiar with the real estate agents, give us a call, because the gals here know a lot of real estate agents in a lot of other towns. They can definitely recommend someone to help you, with your journey to where you're moving. So
yes, we love giving referrals. We love accepting referrals. And it's sometimes good to know that you have an advocate in your court in the community that you're moving to who also has a connection to where you're from. Because, one of my best friends is moving right now to the Crete area, and we're trying to find them an agent down there who can help with some of their logistics, because I don't know who the home inspectors are down there.
Exactly.
I don't know the insurance agents. You have to trust those local professionals to get you the best service. And those networks are so key to getting you where you need to be in the time that you need to be there.
They're boots on the ground, and they're specialists in that area. And definitely that's another thing too, I would say. It sounds like a simple thing, but don't be afraid to ask for help. That was something that I really found out when we were moving, because I'm kind of one of those, I'm like, we can do it ourselves. We hate to put people out. But we had a great team of movers. Trisha's entire family was there that day helping us move. It really does take a village. And I had umpteen friends, ask about making food or what can we do to help you. And that was really something that was invaluable. I mean, we had everything from, baked goods provided. The day we moved, the neighbors down the road brought lunch over for us. I mean, it just meant so much, and to not have to worry about it. We had, meals through the weekend that we moved. And also one other recommendation would be, don't cook the week you're moving. Don't cook the week after you're moving, because you're trying to pack up everything. And the last thing you want to do is try to figure out what I'm making for food. Either plan ahead and have, something simple like a casserole or something easy that you can throw in, or just bite the bullet and eat out a few times. It's going to be okay. Trust me, it will be worth it in the end, to not have to worry about that. So,
and by that point, you want your fridge cleared of everything except beer, wine, and hard alcohol.
Definitely.
So,
true. Yes.
You kind of want to pare down those pantry items. So just getting out of the mindset that you still have to do everything you do in a normal circumstance is going to help you survive that big move.
And it's okay. It's not ideal, but it's just for a couple of weeks, just to help you get through. It's definitely worth it. So, and one other tip, Don't forget to measure everything, and then measure it again, because we did have a little incident getting the freezer out of the basement, but it worked out fine. We got the door off. And measure, not only where you're at, but where you're going also. That's just really helpful for when you get there, and then you can just be good to go. So
unless you have a team of body repair guys and mechanics who carry all of their tools and their pickups with them 24/7, and then they can take the door off of the fridge and the house to get it all out.
They literally had the tools like in their pockets. All they had to do was reach for them and grab them, or run out to the truck and get it. So that was a bonus as well.
Yep,
so,
we got a good team. So, but we are not offering moving services.
No.
Again, call Colin Clausen with Clausen Moving for all of your moving needs.
Yes, I mean it did go really smoothly, but I don't think any of us are ready to hire out anytime soon.
Yes, absolutely. So speaking of body shop guys and mechanics, Becky and her husband Mike recently engaged in a new business enterprise, new to them, not new to the community. And tell us a little bit about your experience.
So my husband and I are the new owners of Tom's Body and Paint Shop here in Wayne. So we closed on the body shop 10 days after we moved. In retrospect, not a great idea to do two such stressful, life-changing events so close together, but that's how the cards fell, and it was fine. Now I'm kind of glad it was all over at once, but just a lot going on at once. But yes, this month is my husband's 35th year of working at Tom's Body and Paint Shop, and the opportunity came up. The owners were kind of ready to retire and move the business on, and so we talked about it, and we're like, yeah, we think this is something that we can do. So yeah, it's been exciting. So
absolutely. And Mike, having worked at the body shop for so many years for the Rose family, started under Tom Rose and then worked for Doug and Dan and Kyle. It's a great small town business story for us to share. And we were so grateful to be a part of that too, and helping with the closing and the transactions. So, you guys were able to capitalize on some of the LB 840 funds that the community offers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So we had some help from Lauren Kuchera. He helped us put together numbers and a business plan and everything. And we went through the LB 840 process with the city. And we were very excited to be able to get some funds from them on loan. And we also used the Northeast Nebraska Economic Development District, which is located in Norfolk, and not something that we were familiar with, honestly, but they try to help support small businesses in Northeast Nebraska. And so we were able to secure funding through them as well. So very, very grateful to them for helping us, get through this process. And so it's very much a learning curve. I mean, my husband is still the paint tech at Tom's, as well as now the boss. So he's making, some decisions that he hasn't made before, and just transitioning everything over. One thing that was really important to us was keeping the name of Tom's Body Shop. But to be honest, when you keep the name, but it's a different company buying it, that is a little bit of a transition as far as changing all, their insurance accounts and different accounts that they have at the body shop. So it's been definitely a learning experience, but we have great staff at Tom's, and it's been very busy. Not really too sure why with the great weather we've had up to this point, but grateful. Grateful for all the community support, and we just really want to continue Tom's legacy and continue to serve the community for many years to come. So we're very excited and grateful for the opportunity, and thanks to White Farmhouse for helping facilitate our closing and everything too. So
we've been very blessed. I've had the experience of having Mike repaint my car due to hail, not due to any business of my own, but just God made that happen for him. And so we often joke when we have a snowstorm, it's great for the body shop business.
It is. And you're one of those, it's like, you hate to say that your, fortune comes from others' misfortune. But I mean, most of the time people in the body shop have been in an accident, or they met a deer on the road. And so it's not always a great thing, but sometimes, it's just, a windshield chip, or, we want to repaint this, older car, or we want to do some remodeling of some sort of a vehicle. So they do all different kinds of things. And but it is, sometimes it is not always the best day for people when they have to go to Tom's Body Paint Shop.
Although, tell us some of the fun things. Now, we tried to get Mike down here to talk to us, and he did not think that was a good idea. And I can't understand one bit why.
My husband is a little bit of a shy public speaker, as in like not public speaking at all. So I said I would take over in his stead, I am okay with that. So yeah, but some of the interesting items that they've worked on over the years. Well, one of the biggest items is they painted the chicken that's always used for the Wayne Chicken Show, and that's actually been done more than once. They had to repaint it, so you wouldn't think of like car paint as being used for a lot of different things, but it obviously is very durable. A lot of people have their house doors painted, but other things they've worked on over the years, painting. They've done lockers for schools. They've done different helmets, like for sports, like for baseball and football. Once painted a toilet seat, which was very interesting. They wanted it to match their decor, and that was fine. So yeah, just all kinds of different things that you wouldn't think of. If there's something in your house and you're like, oh, I want that a certain color, they can probably do it. So yeah.
They're the guys. I mean, it's amazing what you can find out and what you don't know until you know it.
Yes,
so
that's right. Don't be afraid to ask. They can do a lot of different things. So.
Absolutely. It's always kind of nice to see the extension of the businesses in town here, that they kind of come up with solutions on their own, because, in a way, we're a little bit of an island because we don't have readily available access to larger markets like Sioux City, Omaha, and so forth. And so we kind of got to be creative and come up with solutions here. And
and they do a good job of that. Yeah, we're, still got that small town thing going, and they'll definitely try to help out as much as they can. So yeah, all of Northeast Nebraska. So come on into Tom's Body Shop. So
absolutely. And one more plug for our office manager here too, because we kind of had a fun little surprise that came across through a text message from the Wayne Herald here a couple weeks ago. So back in, what year did we decide it was?
Oh my gosh.
2005?
Yes, I think so. 2005.
2005. Becky Brudigam, our office manager, was awarded the Congeniality Award, and presenting that award to her was Lori Carollo, who is now
the office manager at Tom's Body and Paint Shop. I mean, full circle, right? Yeah. So we had gotten the text message from the Wayne Herald, just throwback picture, and we're looking at this, going, oh my gosh, and I'm looking closer at the picture, and I'm like, I think that's Lori that's giving me the award. So I sent the picture to Lori, and she's like, oh my gosh, we look so young. And that's what we were all thinking. We were like, we all look so young. So yeah, that was really cool. And that was a really fun day for me and a fun time, because I mean, getting an award for being nice. I mean, what's better? Nothing's better than kindness. So I really appreciated that award. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so well deserved too. So, so thank you for taking the time today to join us and tell us your story. I mean, this has been exciting.
Yes.
We're kind of gearing up to maybe go on the road a little bit. So we've got a couple things coming down the pike in the next couple weeks for you guys that we're hoping you'll enjoy and we can get done. We've been joking, like, are we going to be able to really keep this up every week and keep doing this? Because as the market picks up in the spring, our schedules change significantly. So we've taken to putting this on the calendar and just scheduling it for a certain time of day that we need to get it done. Yeah. And particularly, when they're talking a snowstorm coming in tomorrow, we were kind of toying with waiting until Friday, and then we were like, nope, we're just going to bite the bullet and get it done this morning. So
we're going to get it done.
Absolutely.
So but we're getting great feedback from the videos, and we appreciate that. So keep watching, and we're not trying to be influencers, but if we are,
if it happens, I mean, we're still waiting on the signs and the people holding them out front. Savannah Guthrie can't have all the fun.
No, that's right. No, and Tom Yamas, I'm coming for your job when I'm ready to retire from Farmhouse Realty.
We're all avid readers, and when we talked to Sarah, we were going to do that murder mystery too.
Yes.
So she's got the investigative reporting. Sarah's got the murder mystery background. I mean, I think we can pull this together.
We're all good, and Marie can make the food. It's going to happen.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to narrate and just kind of crowd control, probably.
Sounds good.
I'll hold the sign.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thanks again for joining us for this week's episode of the Farmhouse Dirt. We look forward to seeing you in the future, and have a great week. Welcome home.